You are sitting on your porch with a morning cup of coffee, and as the warmth hits your tongue, you feel a wave of genuine contentment wash over you. You look at the green of the trees, and it seems brighter. You listen to the birds, and the sound is crisp. You aren't high. You are just normal for the first time in a very long time. The tragedy of the overstimulated man is that he is numb to the beauty of existence, constantly blasting his brain with digital novelty and cheap releases. His dopamine threshold is set so high that the real world cannot compete. He needs more just to feel nothing, living in a gray fog of perpetual boredom. You aren't unhappy with your life. You are chemically blunted. On day 14, you are experiencing the dopamine flush. As you starve the old, hyperstimulated pathways, your brain realizes the cheap highs aren't coming. It begins to upregulate your receptors, making them hypersensitive to the small things. According to neurological adaptation theory, your brain is a conservation machine. Give it easy hits. It shuts down to prevent burnout. By retaining for 2 weeks, you are forcing the machinery to wake up. Your nerve endings in your tongue, your eyes, and your ears are reconnecting to your consciousness. Reference the anhedonia reversal. Anhedonia is the inability to feel pleasure from normal activities. When you retain, prolactin drops, allowing dopamine to do its real job. Not addiction, but appreciation. You begin to love the process of living again. The dopamine flush is the rebirth of gratitude. You stop chasing the next big thing and start loving the current small thing. You are no longer a consumer who needs to be entertained. You are a participant who is engaged. You have become the master of your own joy. Imagine your brain as a television screen. For years, it has been burned out by static and flickering lights. On day 14, the screen is wiped clean. The colors are vivid. The contrast is high. You are watching the movie of your life in high definition, and the story is finally starting to make sense. Most men fail because they fear the boredom of the first 10 days. They don't realize that the boredom is the healing crisis. It is the silence before the music returns. You must be willing to sit in the gray to earn the right to see the world in color once again. The twist that changes your quality of life is the presence of now. When your brain is healed, you are fully present in the conversation, the meal, or the workout. You aren't thinking about the next click. You are tasting the moment. This presence is the ultimate luxury, and you have bought it with your discipline. To master the dopamine flush, you must implement the dopamine diet protocol immediately. Cut out processed sugar, mindless scrolling, and loud noises. Let your system settle into its natural baseline. You are clearing the lens of your soul so that you can see the light of the world clearly. Practical framework step 1, the sensory fast. For 24 hours, eat only bland whole foods and listen to zero music. You are resetting your taste buds and your auditory system. When you reintroduce normal food and music the next day, it will feel like an explosion of art in your very soul. Practical framework step 2, the sunrise exposure. Look at the morning sun for 10 minutes. This natural light triggers a dopamine release that is clean and sustained. It sets the rhythm for your nervous system, telling your brain that the day is good and worthy of your energy. Practical framework step 3, the tactical boredom. Set aside 15 minutes a day to do nothing. Sit on a chair and stare at a wall. Let your mind unravel. You are teaching your brain that silence is safe and that it does not need to be fed every second of the day. You are the master. Expectation reset. You will feel urges to check your phone or eat junk. This is the old monster begging for food. Ignore it. Let it starve. The joy you will find on the other side of that urge is 1,000 times sweeter than the short-term hit of the past. The reality of the healed man is that he is childlike in his appreciation, but manlike in his discipline. He finds wonder in a blade of grass and power in a heavy lift. He is alive to the universe, and the universe is alive to him. He has finally found the way. You will notice that your relationships become deeper. When you talk to your woman or your brothers, you are listening with all of your senses. You aren't distracted by your internal urges. You are offering the gift of your attention, which is the rarest currency on the planet. The world wants you to stay numb and glazed over, because a numb man is a passive man. By claiming the flush, you are claiming your humanity. You are waking up from the coma of the matrix. You are a man of feeling in a dead world, and you are finally very absolute. You might feel a sudden surge of creative impulse. When your brain is reset, it wants to paint, write, build, or solve. You are tapping into the infinite well of human potential. You are the artist of the experience, and your brush is your sovereign seed. Tears of emotional clarity might hit you when you realize you can feel again. You aren't a robot. You aren't a machine. You are a man who is asleep. You have found the heaven of a quiet mind, and you are finally, beautifully, very, and absolute. The suspense of your next 2 weeks is the realization that the world is expanding. Every day, you notice something new. A scent, a texture, a smile. You are the explorer of the microverse, and the gold is the experience of the and very absolute. Your relationships will change because you will exude a joyful authority. You aren't grumpy or irritable. You have a lightness to your step because you are satisfied with the small wins. This positivity is the most attractive magnet in the room. You are the source of the... This is the philosophy of the senses. You are moving beyond pleasure and into presence. You are treating your sensory organs as holy temples that must be cleaned and respected. You are the master of the seed, the captain of the flush, and the one. The emotional weight of the dopamine flush is the feeling of absolute contentment. You are full. You have enough. You are here. This internal wealth is the final word in any happiness or healings. You are the solid point in a gritty world and vary, but the danger is in sensual relapse. Do not binge on the joy. Use the sensitivity to fuel your work, not to worship your feelings. A clean brain is a tool for action, not a vessel for hedonism. You must remain focused to keep the power from becoming waste. One moment of digital binging can cloud the lens of your perception for a week. You must be the sentry of your synapses. You are choosing long-term brilliance over short-term numbness every single day of your life. You are the master of the. Your journey is a biological masterpiece in the art of neural sovereignty. You are proving that a man can unfry his own brain to the power of biological integrity. You are the genius of your own evolution, a man who has finally, beautifully, and eternally found. The suspense of the next quiet meal is the source of your new quiet focus. You are clean and ready. You are the master of the energy, the captain of the flush, and the one who has finally, beautifully, and eternally learned to lead himself. As the sun sets on your HD day, you stand in the absolute clarity, a man who is finally awake. You are the retained man, the master of the dopamine flush, and the one who has finally, beautifully, and eternally found the way to be a man. The final silence of this script is the silence of perfect sensation. No noise, no fog, just the steady rhythmic pulse of a man who is finally living.